Did you know that your future is being built during your ordinary days? Not the days when you feel productive, not the days when you receive pats on the back, not the days when you're doing big tasks that almost take you out, but during those ordinary days. On Wednesday, we introduced this idea where I share with you that your future, the one that you say that you want, is being built on that random Tuesday that doesn't feel important. Hello, welcome back to JC's Learning Edge for another Friday deep dive. I'm so glad that you all are here. I'm JC. I earned my bachelor's degree in 1 year and my master's degree in 3 months. And I hope others do the same. So if you're ready to dive deeper into how your future is being built by your ordinary days, then I encourage you. Lock in with me for the next 8 to 10 minutes. And I promise you, you won't regret it. Get your notes out because I believe this session will not only be motivational, but transformational. Let's get to my first point on today. My first point is understand the ordinary. Now I want y'all to put that in the chat. Understand the ordinary. Many students have this mentality that success is built on the loud days, the days that they have big bursts of motivation, the days they turn in 3 assignments instead of one, the days they study for 4 hours instead of 30 minutes, and even on the days they receive recognition and pats on the back for their hard work. However, real success isn't built on the loud days. It's built during the ordinary days. The days when you don't feel like getting up early, but you do. The days when you don't feel like studying, but you do. The days when scrolling on social media is more tempting than working on that assignment, but you decide to work on it anyway. The days when nobody is around to cheer you on, but you still show up. These are the days that true success is built. These are the days that push you towards graduation day. The quiet days that are full of small tasks that don't feel like they're moving the needle. I want you to think about the late, great Kobe Bryant for a second. He didn't only show up to work when it was time to make the game winning shot or when it was time to play in the NBA finals. He didn't only show up when the practice facility was full of people to watch him practice so they could tell him how great he was. But he showed up on those ordinary days. I want y'all to put that in the chat. Ordinary days. When sleeping seemed more beneficial than working. When giving up seemed more like a reasonable option than pushing forward. And even when it seemed like he wasn't seeing the results. It's because of those ordinary days that we are now able to go back and see his glorious days. His game winning shot didn't start once he got on the court and took the shot. It started back during those ordinary days when nobody was watching, nobody was applauding, and when it didn't feel like the work was moving the needle. I want you to understand that your graduation day isn't the day that you earned your degree. It's just the day that everybody else gets to see what your ordinary days were building. Now, to my second point, master the ordinary. Now, let's make this one practical. First, I need you to understand that showing up on those ordinary days is going to take some intentionality on your part. For example, on that random Tuesday when you're too tired to the point where you can barely see, you have to make yourself get out of bed, get ready and start working. It won't be automatic or second nature to you. Also, let me warn you now, it's going to be very uncomfortable. But I promise that as you continue to push through that uncomfortability day after day, you'll eventually see the results you've been dreaming of. Secondly, I need you to not negotiate with yourself. When you decide that you're going to show up, even when you don't feel like it, I want to let you know now, you'll start to get some thoughts. These aren't good thoughts. These aren't thoughts that would tell you, yeah, let's do it. Let's push past the tiredness. These are the thoughts that try to discourage you from showing up. And this is why it's so vitally important for students to not allow their thoughts to just happen to them with no correction or pushback. Did you know that the thing that has stopped many students from graduating was their thoughts? The thoughts of, I can't do this. This isn't worth it. It's too early. I could do it tomorrow. Or this is a big one. Maybe I'm just not cut out for this school thing. You see, these thoughts, if not checked, will cause you to push your graduation day further and further into the future. They cause you to do one of two things. You either just don't complete the task at all, or you cut corners. For example, I know I'm supposed to finish at least one module today, but I'm just going to go through half the material because I'm just so tired, right? But I want you to start catching these limited thoughts. When it's time to work and your thoughts start telling you, I'm just so tired, I want you to say, I'm not that tired. In fact, I'm going to go put some water on my face so I can really wake up. When your thoughts tell you this isn't worth it, I want you to check those thoughts and tell them true success is built on days just like this. So I'm going to execute. And lastly, I want you to execute. No matter how small the task, don't discount it. Ensure that you execute. If your standard is to study 30 minutes, then ensure that you get that 30 minutes in every day. Yes, 30 minutes for just one day won't change your life, but studying 30 minutes for 200 days is an extra 100 hours being invested into your future. I want you to think about a piggy bank. Many times we discount our piggy banks because we say there's just spare change in there. When you first get a piggy bank and put a few coins in there, it doesn't amount to much. But as you continue, day after day, week after week, and month after month, putting change in there, one day you'll wake up and see not only is your piggy bank full, but it might be worth $100 to $200. And it's not from you putting large amounts of money in there every day, but it's from you depositing small amounts every day. The same applies to your educational journey. If you just stay consistent with the small tasks, it'll compound over time. And you'll look up and it'll be time to walk across the stage. It'll be time for everybody else to see what your ordinary days were building. Now, let's get to my third point. Trust the ordinary. Let's discuss the benefits of showing up on those ordinary days. The first benefit is progress. It allows you to make consistent progress towards your goals. As we've talked about already, when you show up on those ordinary days, you're consistently taking a step towards your goal every day. And here's the thing, some days you'll have those random bursts of motivation, which means not only are you taking a consistent step towards your goal every day, but you have days when you take 2 to 3 steps towards your goal. And this strategy is better than waiting to feel motivated. Because what happens is you take 2 to 3 steps towards your goal every 2 weeks, while the days surrounding lay dormant, which ultimately leaves your goals in the state of a dream. Now, the second benefit is peace. It reduces your stress. I believe we all know what it feels like to procrastinate in the moment, then later on, not only do we have to do today's work, but we have to do yesterday's work that we procrastinated on, which ultimately causes us to feel overwhelmed and stressed out. But showing up consistently helps prevent the last minute panic that comes from procrastinating. This allows you to stay on top of your work. and keeps you from consistently having to play catch up. With this strategy, you'll not only be in the race, but ahead of the race. And ultimately, you'll have a more peaceful journey to graduation day. Now, the third benefit is you become a person that your future self will thank. Now, y'all know I had to throw this concept in here. When you continue to show up on those ordinary days, you get more done. You achieve your goals faster, and you finish tasks that your future self won't have to do. Remember, every decision, every decision that you make is affecting your future, whether it be positively or negatively. But in this case, if you make the decision to show up on those ordinary days, you not only positively affect your future, you not only become a person that your future self will thank, but you create a future that your future self will enjoy and not regret. And this is exactly why I wrote Graduating Half the Time. Because finishing faster wasn't about being better than everybody or smarter than everybody else. It wasn't about those days where I turned in 3 assignments because I was on a motivation high, but it was about showing up consistently, no matter how small the task, and watching it compound over time. So if you're struggling with showing up consistently, it may not be from a lack of desire, but from a lack of systems. And this book gives you a blueprint on how to build systems that promote showing up even when nobody's watching. So I encourage you to grab your copy today. Check it out. And as I close, my challenge from Wednesday remains the same. Choose one ordinary action that moves you toward graduation day. One small task that's small enough that you can't talk yourself out of it. And do it consistently for the next 7 days. And watch how those small tasks compounds and turns into a result that you and your future self will enjoy. Now, if this message has helped you, I need you to do a couple things for me. Number one, like and subscribe. Join the community. We're trying to grow every single day. Secondly, share this with a friend who can use this reminder on today on how their future is being built in their ordinary days. And remember, your future isn't built during those loud days, those days where you receive applause, those days where you knock out a impossible task, but it's built during those quiet, ordinary days. And as always, success doesn't shout, it shows up. And I'll see you next week. Bye bye.